pardonner si tu acceptes de retravailler pour eux.
Pardonner? Après toutes ces années de souffrance, c'est injuste.
Vous avez fait un chemin incroyable avec Bertie. Vous vous en rendez compte? On va essayer de poser un diagnostic.
Parfois, je me dis peut-être que je peux changer un tout petit peu la vie d'un enfant.
Hello and welcome to Arts 24. It's time for our weekly look at French cinema, and for that I'm joined by Manon Kerjean. Hi, Manon.
Hello.
We're starting with a powerful period drama inspired by a true story, Furcy, directed by French musician and filmmaker Abdel Malik. Now, this one takes us back to the early 19th century, to the island of La Réunion. Today, it's an overseas department of France, but then it was a French colony where slavery was still legal at the time. Tell us about the story here.
So Furcy is an enslaved man who, after his mother's death, discovers documents suggesting he should in fact have been born free. And he decides to challenge the system and to take his case to court with the help of an abolitionist lawyer played by the excellent Romain Duris, who we saw last year in Doc 51 and Rembrandt. And what follows is an exhausting legal battle, not just for his own freedom, but for the recognition of his humanity in a society built on denying it. Here is a glimpse.
Tu retournes travailler, tu pars pour l'île Maurice.
C'est toi, Furcy? Ferme tes yeux quand je te parle.
J'ai réussi à ce que son procès passe à la Cour royale de Paris. C'est moi qui le défendrai. Je ne vous abandonnerai jamais, Furcy.
Je magnifie la guerre des papiers, ces pièces avec un tampon qui sont les seules preuves de la justesse de mon combat.
Tout est organisé pour maintenir ce système en place.
Ils seront prêts à te pardonner si tu acceptes de retravailler pour eux.
Pardonner? Après toutes ces années de souffrance, cette injustice?
So this is not actually a fictional story, it's rooted in real history.
Absolutely. The film is adapted from a book by journalist Mohamed Aissaoui, who won the Prix Renaudot in 2010, which is actually a pretty big literary award here in France. So the story of Furcy is real, but what's striking is how little known it is. There are very few French films that tackle the history of slavery through fiction, and especially from this judicial angle. And so Abdel Malik clearly wanted to fill that gap.
Okay, and this is his second feature after May Allah Bless France. But Abdel Malik is best known here, I guess, as a writer and musician. Does that come through in the film?
Very much so. There's a strong sense of rhythm and a deep attention to language and silence. And the film opens with a powerful song by Daniel Waro, a legendary singer from La Réunion. And that choice is highly symbolic because for a very long time it was forbidden to speak or to sing in Creole language. And so here the voice truly becomes an act of resistance.
Wow. And overall then, how did you find the film?
Well, I have to say it's a hard film at times. And to give a warning to the audience, the violence of slavery is not softened. But it's very moving and it's necessary. It really forces us to look at a part of French history that's often kept in the shadows.
Does sound necessary indeed. Well, now let's talk about another film, Qui brille au combat, or in its English title, The Wanderers. Manon, what's this film about?
So this one is an intimate family drama centered on a young girl called Bertie, who lives with a severe disability. And the film looks at how her condition reshapes the entire family's daily life. The parents, and especially the older sister, who had to grow up too fast. Let's take a look.
Il était une fois un petit monstre d'un autre univers. Elle lui dit, mais tu n'es pas un monstre. Personne ne te connaît.
Comment ils font tes parents avec ta sœur? Entre eux, ils ont plus de vie, non?
Et moi, tu te demandes pas comment je fais? Pour tenir, je me dis que son monde, il est merveilleux. Et qu'on en fait partie. C'est comme ça que je tiens.
And I heard that this is quite a personal film for the director.
It is French actress Joséphine Japy's first feature as a director, and it's inspired by her own family history. Her younger sister lives with a very rare genetic condition, and that intimacy really shapes the film. It's never sensationalist, it's always very restrained, and it's focused on everyday moments rather than big dramatic effects.
Indeed, she discussed that with us. Let's hear a little more from the director on her film, on our French cinema show, À l'affiche. Take a listen.
Now that we're showing the film, I realize that these are indeed things that resonate with families who know and live with disability on a daily basis. And for those who are unfamiliar with disability, I sense a change in the way they view this character. I wanted to make her beautiful, to make her attractive despite the diapers, despite her fits. I didn't want to spare the viewer, but at the same time I wanted to show that there was also a lot of beauty and poetry behind it all.
Again, not an easy subject to tackle through cinema, but what did you think? Did the film resonate with you?
Yes, I found it deeply moving. It doesn't try to explain everything or offer easy answers. It's simply a film about the invisible strength of families who have to deal with uncertainty every day. And Japy said she was influenced by Boyhood by Richard Linklater and Lady Bird by Greta Gerwig. And you can kind of feel that in the way time passes in the film, and also how family dynamics are portrayed. It's very observational and rooted in small gestures.
Sounds like definitely one to watch. Well, now to something that takes us to the past. It's called the Bojarski Affair. This is the story of a man who was once nicknamed the Cézanne of counterfeiting. His fake banknotes were so sophisticated that they're now sold for high prices at auction. Who was Jan Bojarski? And so what's this film about?
So Bojarski is a Polish engineer who came to France during World War II. And during the occupation, he uses his extraordinary technical skills to help people by making fake identity papers. And after the war, he's forced into poorly paid jobs until a gangster offers him a deal. Use his genius to illegally reproduce banknotes. From there, Bojarski begins a very dangerous double life while being hunted by Inspector Mattei, played by Bastien Bouillon, who continues to act in most French films this year.
Yeah, that's true.
And Bojarski is played by Reda Kateb, who we saw in Django and A Prophet.
Yeah, so definitely French cinema, big names there. So this one as well, inspired by a true story.
Yes, and that's what makes it so fascinating. The character feels almost like straight out of a novel. And what's remarkable is that most of what you see on screen is real. Bojarski actually invented the machines to print these fake banknotes, the presses, the plates, even the ink with the different colors. And we see all of the process. And the film recreates his workshop with great precision, even if all of it was destroyed after the real Bojarski got arrested.
Sounds incredible, fascinating. Let's watch a clip from the film.
Pas la peine de revenir lundi. Il y a des Français qui m'ont demandé, ils passent en priorité.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité.
On ne pourra pas vous aider éternellement.
Je peux te trouver du travail dans mon entreprise. Ou livraison. Ça te dirait?
Papa, Yann est ingénieur.
J'ai une grande nouvelle à vous annoncer. Je m'installe à mon compte.
À la vôtre, monsieur Bojarski.
Règle numéro 1, ne pas écouler plus d'un billet par boutique.
Ça fera 300 francs. Il est tout neuf ce billet.
Règle numéro 2, rien d'ostentatoire.
Merci, papa.
Règle numéro 3, la discrétion.
Bojarski, qu'est-ce que t'as fait?
So they've definitely got a fantastic story to work with there. But overall, did the film work for you?
I found it really gripping. It's a film about survival and identity, but also about invention. And I think this is the part that fascinated me the most. I mean, the electric toothbrush, the ballpoint pen, the height-adjustable chair, these were all ideas that he had, but never got recognized for.
Thank you to him then, but also a great opportunity to go and find out more about this man. Well, we're ending this week with Ma Frère, or Summer Beats in its English title. This one sounds like it's a bit lighter in terms of subject matter because it basically takes us on a summer holiday, is that right?
Yes, this one has this vibrant, summery energy, but it's also a film about that fragile moment when adulthood starts knocking. So Ma Frère follows Shai and Geneba, two friends in their early 20s who've grown up together in Paris, and they start working as summer camp leaders. And through this experience, the film captures a moment of transition, first responsibilities with the kids, first doubts, and also the realization that friendship itself sometimes has to evolve in order to survive.
And what about the performances, though? Because I guess they're working with a very young cast.
Yes, they're very convincing, and that's no accident. Casting took over a year with around 1,500 children auditioned. Let's hear from Manon Kerjean, one of the two directors who was interviewed on our sister show, À l'affiche.
In fact, at the beginning of the casting process, there was no criteria. We start with a very detailed script and we have our characters in mind. But we leave ourselves completely open to meeting people for whom we will rewrite the roles and characters. It's a very long casting process. It lasted a year, involving 1,500 children. At the first auditions, lots of them turned up. These are directed improvisation with our casting director, and over the course of the year, we see them again several times, ending up with 20 people.
No small challenge there, then, working with young people and teenagers. But what's the story behind the French title of the film? Because Ma Frère doesn't sound quite right.
No, it is a play on words and a nod to the French expression mon frère, which is the equivalent of bro in English. But by putting a feminine ma in front of it and changing the gender, it reflects the lead characters, who are girls taking their power back, and also referring to their strong female friendship, which is at the core of the film.
Very nice to have a bit of a sorority to end the show with. Thank you so much, Manon, for guiding us through French cinema once again this week. We'll leave you with a final look at Ma Frère. Remember to check in with us next time here on Arts 24 for more movies, arts and culture, and we're on social media too.
Et à centre de loisirs, ils cherchent pas des gens?
Va y avoir le séjour en colo. T'as bien vendu ta copine. Oh là là, elle t'aime. C'est pas une promenade de santé, une colo.
J'ai essayé, elle veut sortir avec toi.
Mon pote, ça va être grand.
Attends, mais genre, on va dormir là-dedans, là?
Maintenant, dors, s'il te plaît, ma fille.
Je suis pas ta fille, frère.
Bon, vas-y.
Faut jamais revenir, autant cacher les souvenirs du temps béni de son enfance. Car parmi tous les souvenirs, ceux de l'enfance sont les pires, ceux de l'enfance nous déchirent, hélas.
Les Français, c'est des décontractés, wesh. Alex.